It's unbelievable how much you can feel the difference as you leave the actual rainforest and you enter this region there of what used to be rainforest and was destroyed and regrown sustainably. It's completely different. It's all monoculture, it's all just the same tree. And as soon as you step across the boundary along this line, the temperature rockets up. I'm here in the Tarkine rainforest in Tasmania, which is one of the last remaining truly wild places on Earth. This area has the cleanest water and air of any measured anywhere in the world. Like so many other truly wild places, it's being destroyed. Tarkine is one of the last remnants of the vast temperate rainforests that used to span the ancient supercontinent of Gondwana, back when South America, Africa, Australia and Antarctica all used to be squidged together. Tarkine may be small, but it's vital because of its ability to draw carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere. And it's not just the trees that store carbon, it's the whole ecosystem, from the soil to the birds and from the fungus to the moss. This forest alone has 92 species of moss in it. The rapid daily destruction of this Australian rainforest isn't just bad for climate change though. The short-term gains are having long-term negative effects on local industry and agriculture. I interviewed Scott Jordan, who explained why the Tarkine rainforest is so important and told me about the challenges he faces defending it. Scott grew up towards the south of the Tarkine and used to work for a mining company, but now he campaigns tirelessly to protect the Tarkine.
I'm here with a group of volunteers in this forest seeking to stop them logging it, running these forest camps, physically being in the way of the loggers, protecting these beautiful ancient rainforests.
In an Australia that lost so much in the destruction of the bushfires, why is this place being destroyed?
We've got recommendations from the Australian Heritage Council insisting the area should be listed as both national heritage, but also other recommendations that have said it meets World Heritage criteria, and yet our federal and state governments refuse to act.
And why they're not acting?
Because the logging industry and the mining industry are pretty powerful voices in Canberra and in Hobart. The majority of Tasmanians don't want these areas logged or mined.
In a sane world, we'd be clinging to these places as if the survival of humanity and a great deal more of life depends on it, because it does. A few years ago, the Australian Heritage Council recommended that the so-called Environment Minister give this whole place heritage status so that it could be completely protected. And the Environment Minister rejected it in favour of the wishes of the logging companies and the miners. And there's even more that's special about this rainforest.
The apiarists here make the majority of their income off the leatherwood trees. Then you've got all the animal species. We've got the Tasmanian devil in here, we've got spotted-tailed quoll, we've got wedge-tailed eagle over the tops of the rainforests. We've got the white goshawk, who the only pure white raptor on the planet, who camouflages in the contrast in the canopy of the trees and dives down to grab its prey. We've got the paddy melon and the bandicoots and the possums, and so it's really diverse.
60 of Tasmania's rare and endangered species are making their last stand here in Tarkine. As we travelled through the Tarkine rainforest, we saw lots of areas that had been cleared and burnt. It also became very clear that areas that had been replanted after logging were drastically different to the original rainforest. Plain old difference.
They're logging an area, they're then converting it to eucalypt, which is a more faster growing
It's
species.
all eucalypt, what we walked through, isn't it? It's just
Absolutely.
100%.
They'll then burn to remove the opportunity for rainforest species to recover. Dropping seed from a helicopter of a single species of eucalypt, so you get a monoculture, single species, single age, effectively a messy plantation, and it's logged on a 50-year cycle, so it's never going to have that 1,000 years to return to a rainforest. Once these are gone, they're gone. Add climate change to that mix, and the increasing heat of the planet might mean they can't complete that cycle anyway. What's left really has to be protected.
So once they've logged it, they burn it. How do they do that?
It's usually with the use of an incendiary. Like napalm, it's a gel that is either dropped out of a helicopter or taken around with cans of this gel that they drop out of a flame torch.
That's
on the ground,
unbelievable.
and they just completely
Why?
wipe out these areas. Because they're deliberately trying to remove any regrowth of the myrtle or the sassafras or any of those long-growing rainforest species. They want fast-growing eucalypt to replace it so they can log that.
So they can log it again.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Once the old forest is destroyed, They drop one type of seed from helicopters and they cover the entire area in eucalypt. That makes it even harder for the old rainforests to grow back. And they lead to a forest that is nowhere near as healthy, supports nowhere near as much life.
They're ancient storehouses of biodiversity that is far more precious than any mineral we can drag out of the soil.
And the amazing biodiversity of rainforests like this isn't just important for absorbing carbon. There's a whole world of other benefits as well, from medicines that we haven't discovered yet through to technologies inspired by nature. People are developing technologies inspired by rainforest geckos that will allow people to climb on walls and ceilings. Those screens that you can read off in bright daylight, they're inspired by rainforest butterfly wings. And 2/3 of the medicines that are effective against cancers, they came from rainforest plants. There must be so much out there that we still haven't discovered yet, and all of that potential will disappear if the rainforest disappears as well. So that's why there are protesters camping out here, doing what they can with the little resources that they have to protect the forest's future and our future. Tasmania's workplace safety regulator has been threatening the protesters here with $500,000 fines each.
All of a sudden, camping in a forest is now a workplace safety issue. And so they've issued a prohibition on protesting for forest anywhere in the state of Tasmania. We think it's ridiculous. Our lawyers think it's ridiculous. And this morning we filed in the Magistrates Court to challenge that prohibition notice. We don't intend stopping our protest anytime soon.
And that's not what the regulation body is there for. The Bob Brown Foundation is fighting back with legal action right now. This should be one of the easiest places in the world to protect. We need to show the politicians that regardless of how deep the pockets of the logging and mining lobbyists, we want this more. We want these spaces to remain wild and natural so that they can flourish and even expand for us, for our children, for the people and all life that comes after us.
Please donate to the Bob Brown Foundation to support our frontline campaigns. Contact your federal member and your senators and let them know that they shouldn't be logging the Tarkine. And of course, come and visit us, join us in the forest and see what this is all about.
Check the description as well under this video for updates on more things that you can do, especially to do with the Tarkine. Thanks for watching. Please spread the knowledge.